Hello guys, welcome to Tutorialverse. My name is Umar and in this video series we will be learning SQL. This video is for beginners or for anyone who wants to refresh their skills. We will be using SQL Server 2019 with Server Management Studio. I will go over how to download that at the very end of this video. So let's begin. What is SQL and what does it do? SQL stands for Structured Query Language. You can insert, update, and delete data in a database using queries. Also, before I move further, I would like to say every SQL statement, as good practice, is written in uppercase letter and ends with a semicolon. Database tables. So a table stores information in a format that consists of columns and rows. It looks similar to an Excel spreadsheet. My little example here of Mary and Harry is what a table looks like in a database. On the top, I have the fields which are ID, first name, last name, and email, and then under those fields are the data that's stored in this table. You will understand that when we start writing queries. There are a lot of data types in SQL. Here I have some basic ones to give you an idea. All the data types that I have here initialize what the fields will consist of. Table relationship. A table relationship has a one-to-many or many-to-many relationships. A one-to-many relationship is like the customers table where one customer has many items, and in the items table, all the three items belong back to only one customer, which is customer 1. So that's considered one-to-many relationship. And a one-to-one relationship is like a country has one capital city, and one city can only belong to one country. So a one-to-one relationship. Basic SQL commands. Select, update, insert into, delete, drop, and alter. These commands are used to write queries and manipulate data in SQL. Types of clause. There are only 5 types of clause: where, having, order by, top, and group by clause. These clauses are used to be more specific when writing queries, and also you can use keywords like ASC, which means ascending, DESC, which means descending, or limit and distinct. Logical operators can be used to combine two Boolean values and return a true, false, or a null result. When combining two operators, it is important that you have the second one in parentheses. Arithmetic operators perform mathematical equations on number operands, and then there are just the basic operators. SQL functions. There are 3 areas of functions, 1 being the strings, 2 being numeric, and 3 being date functions. String functions, like the concat function, puts 2 string values together, and the lower and upper functions just make the letters either uppercase or lowercase. The numeric functions, like degrees or sqrt for square root or avg for average, give you the numeric values. For the date functions, it's pretty straightforward, where current date will get you the current date and current time will get you the current time. Really simple. Types of join. There are 4 ways to join tables: inner join, left join, right join, and full join. Left and right join are basically the same thing but are viewed by different tables. The left join will return all rows from the left table even if there is no match with the right table, and the same thing for the right table. Inner join returns the rows when both tables have a matching field. Full join will combine both tables and contain records from both tables and will fill the values of null for any missing matches on either table. Subqueries. A subquery is basically a query inside of a query, and the first query does not end with a semicolon. Now let's move on to downloading SQL. Alright guys, just before I begin, I would like to let you know that I'm gonna be editing the video a little bit from here on out because I don't want you to be waiting for the loading screen and stuff, and so you don't have to skip the video. Just go on Google, search SQL Server 2019, and the first link will lead you right here to the Microsoft SQL Server stuff. Click on download now. I'm using Windows, so I'm gonna click on Windows. And here you'll see that you have the 2019 CTP. Click continue and just fill out your details, and then once you're done, just click continue. So once you click continue, it will just download this file here. you just click it, open in a folder, double click the file here, just say yes to this, and it will start getting things ready, I guess. So for this video today, I'm going to be using the basic. Just hit accept and install it wherever you want, and it will start downloading. Alright guys, once that is done, you just want to hit install SSMS, and it will lead you to here. You just want to click download SQL Server Management Studio, and you can see that it's downloading here now. Alright guys, it's finished downloading. Just go ahead and open it in a folder and double click on it. Say yes. So in this window, just go ahead and click install, and it will start installing the packages. Alright guys, once the setup is complete, just go ahead and close this, and you want to restart your computer. Okay guys, after restarting your computer, you just want to open up your Management Studio, and you should, once you open it up, it should look something like this. If in case you don't have anything in this server name here, you can just do the go down, browse for more, and inside of database engines, just click the name that's here and then hit connect. Once you hit connect, everything will populate here. Right now, these are the system database and database snapshots, which we have not created. Also, before we move further, I want to say that we will be scripting basically everything. So we're not using the GUI that Management Studio has built in already. So open up a new query, which will just be a page where you can write your scripts, and start off by creating a new database. So create a new database, you have to write create database. After database, you have to write the database name. I'm going to call mine customers and end with a semicolon. So like I said in the PowerPoint, it is a good practice to write your statements in uppercase letters and end with a semicolon. And I'm just going to hit execute. And once it's downloading, you can see that it says successful. So once it's successful, right now it hasn't generated here. What's a good thing also all the time you should do is click on the database name and hit reload, and then you could see that your database has appeared. Now what you want to do is create a table. So you have to write create table, and then after the create table, you have to write the table name. Mine is going to be called person. And to create a table, you need to put all the fields inside of the parentheses. I'm going to start with ID, which is going to be an int, and you always have to do a comma if you have more than one field. Next one is first name, which is going to be a varchar data type of 255 characters long. Then it's last name, then it's going to be email, of 300 characters long, and also the street, then the city, country, and lastly the postal code. Of 8 characters long. Okay, so also I want to change master to customers. So now whenever I execute this query, it's all going to the customer's database. What I want to do is highlight the create table person, execute the query. Once it is successful, you can see if I reload here, I go inside of the tables and my database, my persons table is right here. If I want to look inside of my persons table, I can use a select statement. Select, and this multiplication sign in SQL means all. So I'm selecting all from person and with a semicolon. Now if I highlight this and execute, it will show me the starting of the table. Here are my fields. There is nothing inside of my fields, so it will only show me the field names. Now what I want to do is I want to add some insert into statements. So if I want to insert data using script, I will use a insert into, which is going to insert the data into the table. So I do insert into person table, and then I say values, which means these are the values that I'm going to insert into the fields. So for our first one, it's going to be an int. An int does not go inside of a single quotes, so I could just say 1. For first name has to go inside of a single quotes, and I could say John, and my last name could be Doe. My email could be john@mail.com. I could also do street, could be 123 South Street. City could be Edmonton, and the country could be Canada, and the postal code could be super random, like L0 P2 and 4. And so to insert this into this table here, I'm just gonna go ahead and highlight, hit execute, and when it says one row affected, now when I do is select all from persons table, it is showing me the insert into I just made. Okay, next I want to show you how to drop a table and drop a database. So you just write drop, which basically just means deleting. So you say drop table beer person, and if I was to highlight that and execute, it is successful. Now if I go ahead and try to select from here, it just doesn't work because invalid object name person, which means that the person's table doesn't exist anymore. Now say I also want to delete the database, I have to do the same thing. I have to write drop and then write database and then write the database name, which is customers. And with the semicolon, highlight that. Oh, so because it's in use right now, if I move over to the master and I try again, well, now it's successful. Now if I go ahead and I reload this, now you can see that our database doesn't exist anymore. So alright guys, this is going to be the end of this video. This video was mainly the setup and a few statements to get started. Be sure to check out the next video, as it will be the continuation of this one. And as always, if you liked the video, please like, comment, and subscribe. And thanks for watching.